Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into what is absolutely one of the most fascinating, high-stakes storylines of the entire 2026 FIFA World Cup. We've got football royalty going toe-to-toe with a genuine fairy tale. That's right, we are breaking down the massive quarterfinal showdown at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami between Norway and England. So let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today so you know exactly where we're headed. We're going to cover the biggest stage ever, Norway's historic fairy tale, England's quest for glory, the tactical battlefield, and we'll wrap it up with the ultimate stakes. Starting things off with Section 1, the biggest stage ever. Now, to truly wrap our heads around the magnitude of this clash, we have to look at the sheer mind-boggling scale of this tournament across the US, Canada, and Mexico. Because of the massive 4018 expansion, we're looking at an unprecedented 104 total matches. That means the eventual champion has to survive a grueling 8-game gauntlet to lift the trophy. Simply put, just getting to this quarterfinal has been more physically taxing than ever before. And what's really wild is that we are literally witnessing a changing of the guard. For the very first time in tournament history, neither Brazil nor Germany made the final 8. Germany fell early, and 5-time champions Brazil, they were sensationally knocked out by none other than Norway. So now we have this amazing split. 4 previous champions left, and 4 teams desperately seeking their very first title. Which brings us to Section 2, Norway's historic fairy tale. Talk about an emotional roller coaster. Norway's World Cup history is basically defined by sparse appearances and pure heartbreak. You've got a round 1 exit back in '38, a famously cruel group stage elimination in '94, where they went home despite having 4 points and a 0-goal difference. Then, a round of 16 exit in '98. After that, 28 agonizing years. An entire generation grew up never even seeing their team at a World Cup until right now. So you might be wondering, what exactly changed? Well, 2 words: Erling Haaland. He scored a robotic 16 goals in just 8 qualifying matches, tying Robert Lewandowski's all-time European record. Norway won all 8 qualifiers flawlessly, with Haaland finding the back of the net every single time. It's unreal. And that momentum carried right over into the main tournament. Backed up by this wild historical anomaly, Norway has literally never lost to Brazil. 5 meetings, 3 wins, 2 draws. And they kept that perfect record alive in the round of 16, shocking the world with a 2-1 victory. Haaland scored a massive brace, including this incredibly casual bottom corner finish that's already burned into our memories as an iconic image of this tournament. All right, flipping the script to Section 3, England's quest for glory. On the other side of the pitch, you've got the immense pressure cooker of the 3 lines under Thomas Tuchel. And believe me, it has not been an easy ride. As one pundit brilliantly put it during their Mexico City match, altitude is for planes. Playing a man down after an early red card in the incredibly hostile Estadio Azteca, England dug deep and pulled off a gritty 3-2 comeback victory, completely fueled by the sheer willpower of Bellingham and Kane. And that match brilliantly illustrates the relentless knockout pedigree England brings to this quarterfinal. This is actually their 10th quarterfinal appearance, which is the most of any team left in the tournament. They are absolutely desperate to end a staggering 60-year trophy drought dating all the way back to 1966. Plus, they were undefeated in qualifying with 0 goals conceded. They know how to navigate the pressure. But now, Tuchel faces the ultimate test. It is the million-dollar puzzle he absolutely must solve if he wants to keep England's 60-year dream alive. How on earth do you stop Erling Haaland? Let's break that down in Section 4, the tactical battlefield. Look, this match will most likely be won or lost right in the central midfield. You've got Norway's captain Martin Odegaard just waiting to launch those rapid defense-splitting passes. To counter that, England will deploy Declan Rice alongside either Elliot Anderson or Kobbie Mainoo to screen the defense and apply really high-intensity pressure. The formula is simple. If England cuts off the supply lines from Odegaard, they cut off Norway's lifeblood. But if that ball does manage to slip through, boom, we get the absolute defining physical duel of the entire tournament. Erling Haaland's supreme physicality going right up against England's center backs, Mark Hahey and either Konsa or Stones. The tactical consensus here is pretty clear. If England can just contain Haaland and restrict his space inside the box, their superior squad depth across the rest of the pitch should give them a massive edge. Let's wrap things up with Section 5, the ultimate stakes. If we check the history books, England definitely holds the cards with 7 wins to Norway's 2. But incredibly, even though they've been playing friendlies against each other since the 1930s, this is their very first meeting in a major tournament knockout stage. Vegas heavily favors England here, but we all know that in a first-time, high-stakes encounter like this, history often goes straight out the window.
Oh, and we cannot ignore this massive individual subplot happening in the background, the unbelievably tight race for the Golden Boot. Lionel Messi is currently sitting at the top with 8 goals, but right on his heels are Haaland with 7 and Harry Kane with 6. Every single goal scored in this match doesn't just push a team toward the semis, it could crown the ultimate top scorer of the World Cup. It's literally a game within the game. Zooming out past the 90 minutes, the path ahead is just monumental. The winner of this clash travels to Atlanta to face either Argentina or Switzerland. And waiting at the very end of the line is the final on July 19th in New York and New Jersey. It's going to be a massive cultural spectacle. We're talking a halftime show with Justin Bieber, Madonna, Shakira, and BTS. For England, it's a chance to finally end a 60-year drought. For Norway, it's a shot at an unprecedented, reality-defying semifinal run. All of this leaves us with one undeniable question. Will Norway's reality-defying fairy tale continue to shock the globe? Or will England finally take the next step toward ending 60 years of hurt? We have 2 elite strikers, 1 historic stage, and absolutely no room for error. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and enjoy the game.